Okay. Hello and welcome to the Introvert Conversation, where we're not loud but proud to be who we are and we make no excuses for it. I want to go over the homework assignment for this week. The homework assignment for this week is to greet customer service workers. Why are we greeting customer service workers? Because our it helps to improve our social skills, and it gives us good engagement on how to make good eye contact and how to conduct yourself when you're engaging in small talk. Because unfortunately, in this country, we value small talk. And small talk is valued so much that if you don't engage in it, a lot of times people think that there's something wrong with you if you can't exchange pleasantries, if you can't just do the mundane, hello, how are you, that kind of thing. So by greeting customer service workers, it gives us a very quick and convenient way to practice social skills and to have that particular type of impact in a very small way. But what it's doing, it's helping to build your character and your confidence, because it's all about having confidence as an introvert. Okay. So that is the homework assignment for this week, is to greet um, is to greet service workers. Okay. Let's see here. Do, 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 do. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Do, 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 do. Okay. All right. So I challenge you not to use self checkout, not to use a kiosk, and not to do a mobile order. I challenge you to actually go into the store and have that engagement with a staff person. The exchange is going to be completely normal. It's not going to be awkward on their end, because that is literally their job. Their job is to have this particular type of dialogue. So I challenge you to do that at least one day this week. So the week will be over for me. I guess will be Sunday. So a couple more days to try to make that a goal for yourself, that you are open and willing to do that. Okay. Also, it's important again that you engage in your affirmations. Your affirmations are very key. It's important that you pour life into yourself, pour good things into yourself. Always keep yourself at a pace where you give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself, okay? As introverts, we overanalyze and we overthink things. So many times we think that somehow we don't matter because we're quiet. And I don't want you to have that mindset. I want you to always feel like you matter and that your contributions um, are relevant to society. Okay? So it's key that you affirm who you are. All right? So let's get into seduction and how do we seduce people with our quiet personality. So, with seduction, oftentimes it's not in a way that we're trying to convince anyone of anything. We're not trying to convince people to like us or to have us be a part of something. What it's about using your confidence. It's about using your body language. It's about using your eyes to do the talking, because we don't use our words to do the talking. That is not our strong suit. That is not really our strength. Our strength is using other things to get us to be engaged, to get us to um, be a part of getting what we want out of life. So that is where we shine. That is where we shine. Okay. With that being said, how do we do that? Again, because introverts are very calculated, we don't just jump into things. We do it by practice. So what I do, I literally role play by myself. I role play in my head of how things are going to play out. And then sometimes I act on the role play. I will act it out by myself. I'll pretend that I'm in certain situations. And I'll either act it out with my within my head, or I'll just try to act out different scenarios. Okay. So that usually works best for me if I just act certain things out. Okay, that usually works pretty well, because again, we don't want to dive into things. So we're using our mind, our intelligence, we're using our intuitive nature, we're using our emotional intelligence. We have a high level of emotional intelligence because we're good listeners and we're quiet and we're observing the scene. We're peeping out everything. So we're using that. So, for instance, if I were at a job and because I'm intuitive and I'm in tune with my coworkers, I know how to address certain coworkers. I know that certain coworkers you just leave alone. I know certain coworkers, they want you to speak to them and give them a little, give them a little bit of engagement. I know that some coworkers can be a little bit rough around the edges. I know that some coworkers can be a little sensitive. And because I'm quiet and because we're good listeners, we're able to tap into that. And that is key. Okay? That is key. So don't underestimate that and use that to get what you want. Use that as your advantage. I've been able to be supervisors. I've been able to get on different higher levels by just observing. So do not underestimate your observation skills. Because you are quiet, you are constantly aware of everyone's presence, you're aware of their emotions, and use it in your favor. Use it in your favor. And you'll do amazing. You'll do amazing things. And that's what I mean by this quiet seduction. And being an introvert, we're extremely patient. So we allow ourselves to take whatever time is needed to get the results that we want. So I didn't even know that I really wanted to be a supervisor, but it did take like 9 years to build up. I think I could have got it a lot sooner, but I didn't feel the way I carried myself. I carried myself as if this wasn't something that I wanted to do. So therefore, my supervisors thought I wasn't interested in it because the way I carried myself. I carried myself in the typical introvert fashion, reserved. out the way, not doing too much. And so that gives off that, you know what, you don't really want to advance. You don't really want to be um, a supervisor. Okay. But once management had transitioned over, again, using my intuitive skills, being that I am quiet, I was able to tap in to a supervisor, and I learned that even though she was highly extroverted, I learned how to coexist with her personality, and she gave me a chance in upper management. And I didn't have to change who I was. I just discovered that, oh, this particular person, she likes small talk. She likes to laugh. She's all about having a sense of humor. How can I tap into her personality where it can work with my personality and I can get what I want in some type of upper management? Okay, so I was able to do that. Again, by just being friendly, having a friendly demeanor, speaking to everyone, being pleasant, um, smiling, and giving off body language that I care about everyone here. There is no special treatment. I treat everyone with dignity and respect. And those things do the talking for me. Because I'm not able to express myself in words, my actions did the talking for me. Okay, so that's how I was able to get to the next level with that. Okay. I also want to share some books that I'm reading this summer because it's important that we read, because with reading helps us to build strength and character. So what I'm reading right now is When I Was White, and it tells the story of a woman who did not know that she was biracial. So she spent most of her life believing that she was a white woman. And it wasn't until years after college that she found out that her father was black. So that she was actually biracial. And she didn't know that. Okay. So that's the book I'm reading, and it's pretty interesting. When you look at the pictures, it's hard to tell because I'm using the green screen tonight, but there's no way in hell that this woman was passing for white. I'm sorry. There's just no way that she was passing for white. There's just no way. I'm trying to see. This is her, and she thought for most of her life that she was white, but she's not. Okay, so this is the book that I'm reading, and it was pretty good. What's going on? Hello, what's going on? Okay. So that's one book. And the other book I'm reading is, and so the author of this is Sarah Valentine. And, I want to finish the book before I judge, but I just found that interesting that, she didn't know that she was biracial. Like, it seemed pretty obvious, but, And then the other book that I'm reading is, I can never pronounce the author's last name, but Between the World and Me. This is a pretty popular book, and I'm reading this summer. And the author, it's like he's writing and sharing with his son about his life. So that's what I'm reading. Yeah. So yeah. All right, so I am going to conclude. I'm going to go on TikTok now, but I just wanted to share that. The homework assignment for this week is to greet customer service workers. Why are we doing that? To build confidence, to get comfortable with small talk, because that's how the world operates in our particular culture. Our particular culture is about having exchange with other humans. Even though we prefer isolation, that's just not how the world works, unfortunately, because we're a very small minority. And please follow me here on YouTube, and also follow me on Patreon, The Introvert Conversation, where I give tips and techniques on how to navigate as a quiet person and get what you want. So thank you so much.